Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to give you a warm welcome back to my YouTube channel's tutorial program where we inspire students to achieve greatness through their mirror learning. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to click on that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our future content, and also like if ever this video is helpful to you guys, and also share it with others who you think might find this video very helpful so that we make the right impact into the world. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get straight into our video for the day. So today what we'll be doing, we'll be focusing on our computer practice N6. As you can see, this is the question paper that we will be doing, the 2023 question paper. So many of our students asked me to kindly do a certain question into this question paper. So you also, if you have any question a question inside this question paper that you would like me to do let me know on your comments, and then I will be sure to do that question paper, or not that question paper, that specific question. So today, this is our information. We'll be working on our computer practice. Let me just make this bigger. So I did the two screen thing so that we can scroll through our question paper while also working on our data sheet here. Okay, so as I was saying that this is our computer practice N6 afternoon session. So this is some of the information I got that we'll be working with. So yeah, so let me double check which question they told me I should do. I think it's about the pivots. I think it's something concerning pivots, pivot chart, all those things. So yeah, I think it's this question. So question 9A, yes, we'll be doing our question 9A. So if you don't have this question paper, please be sure to get this question paper so that you follow. But then either way, even if you don't have this question paper, you can follow with me on the screen here. So bullet number one, not actually bullet number one, they're saying retrieve the document saved screening. So as you can see, here's our information, and then we're retrieving what? Screening. So this is our screening. So let's just retrieve that. Okay. Let me just okay, so here's our information. So when we retrieve our screening, we find all this information inside our screening. Okay, so they said create a pivot table in a new worksheet. So how do you do that? Let me just make this screen a bit bigger because not all the information appears here. So just to ensure that all the information appears, let me just make it bigger so that we all can follow accordingly. So you go to insert, because they said create a pivot table. So we go to insert, and then we come here, we have our charts. Just under our charts, we have our pivot chart, and then just click on the pivot chart, and then you can just click just like that. And then so already it highlighted everything, all the information. It already highlighted all the information, but if it didn't highlight the information, just be sure to highlight everything. Just be sure to highlight what? All the information. So select a table or range. So they've already selected for us, and then choose where you want the pivot. So they said it must be in a new sheet, so hence why we will click on the new sheet. But then if they said the existing sheet, which is the sheet that we're currently on, we would simply just click on existing and then select. If they would tell us maybe it should be from H1 until I30 or something like that, so you will do it accordingly. But then at the moment they said it must be in a new sheet, and they never specified that it should be in A mang until 8 mang. So we'll just leave it as new sheet, and we'll just say okay. So as you can see now, we are in a new sheet. Okay, so we are in a new sheet. Technically we are in a new sheet. The sheet one, you can't see it because I made the screen a bit smaller, so that we can see the question paper and also our work that we will be doing. Okay, so what did they say? I hope you all can see this information here. I hope you can see it even though it's so small. So they said create, and then they said insert a header as instructed. Okay, so add the following information to the pivot table. So what should we add? They said must add surname and initial. So let's start with that. Surname, initial. Okay, and then filter form types form type and level. So let's just click everything and then we'll sort that out after. And then they said also sum of y and then sum of f. So sum of y and f. Okay, so as you can see, as we click this information, some of it goes this side and then some of it comes this side. And then yeah, so if, for example, if I unclick this, as you can see, it disappeared here. So when you click it again, it does appear just down here. So it's fine. And then so they said what? They said our rows should be surname and initials, meaning here we should have our surname and initials. And then they said our filter should be form, type and level. So we'll take our forms. Here's our form. We'll just left click. So when you left click, you'll be able to hold this form. So don't click and let go, just hold the left click. You must click and hold, and then you must just move the form to our filter. So as you can see, our form moved to our filter. Let me just do this. Okay, so I wanted to show you that if you can see here. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay, yeah. So if you can see here now, since we moved our forms, check if you can check here. If you take this form back, now it appears, it doesn't appear on top here, and it needs to appear just on top here because what? It's our filter. So you need to take this form here on top, and then when you take it to the top, to the filter section, it goes straight to the top. And then they said it's forms type, so we'll take the type also. We put it just here, and then as you can see also the types does appear. And then we have our level, so we take the level also, put it right here. And then our values, sum of y and then sum of f. So we have sum of y and then sum of f on our values, so everything is fine concerning that. And then on our rows, we are left only with what? With our surname and initials as instructed. So that's pretty much what we needed to do concerning that. So I think now we can close this. So let me just close. I think we're done with everything concerning. Okay, so now we can close this. So this okay, let me just put it. So this is the table also. So they're showing us the chart and also the table. Actually, it's the table. This is the table and then the chart. Yeah, so okay, because when I did that, when I said insert, if you can remember, okay, I'll do that after when I'm done. Okay, so but then you can just rewind the video and watch again. When I went to pivot, I click chart and table. So and then hence why I have our table and our chart. Okay, so now we are done with this number 4. So we're going straight to number 4. They're saying only the names of students who submitted their forms must be displayed. So the names of students who submitted their forms. So we can see here at A1 we have what? We have forms, and then it's selected all, but then we only need what? Those who submitted. So those who submitted their forms will be yes, and then we'll just click on the yes, and then we'll say okay. Now the range goes down, and then we continue reading. Okay, number 6, they're saying display. Actually, I hope you can see this. Let me just in case you guys can see. Okay, so when I make it smaller like this, some of this information here also, all the information is not displayed, but then when you extend our spreadsheet, it will also show all the information. So I'm doing this for the purpose of us being able to see the question paper and also being able to move correctly on our spreadsheet instead of going up and down. Okay, so they say display the business student with level 4 and 6. So the type, it should be what? The business students. So business, and then the level, they said what? Level 4. Okay, so let's click on multiple item because we need the level 4s and then N6 also. So you need to click on the multiple items. So and also N6. Let me check our N6 also. N6. And then you can just say okay. So after we are done with that, we'll be left with all this information. So this is all the students we are looking for. We're not looking for all the students. We're only looking for what? For business students who did what? The level 4 and N6, and those students must have submitted what? Their forms. I hope you all understand that part. And then they said make use of the created pivot table and create a combo chart. So this is the combo chart they were talking about. So as you can see, we've already done that, our chart. So we have our chart here. So this is a chart they're talking about. And then they said make use of the created pivot table and create a combo chart. Okay, so if this chart was not here, you were just going to select all the information. You're just going to select all the information and then you create pivot chart, and you just say pivot and you say chart, and you'll just say pivot and then you just select on chart here, as you can see. So before, when I did this video, remember I told you that I clicked what? Pivot chart and pivot table. So hence why they gave me the table and also the chart. So yeah, okay, so moving on. So we're looking strictly on our chart now because we're done with the table. So what are they telling us? They're saying sum of y must be displayed as a line chart. So sum of y. Okay, so here's our values here. So we have blue, which is sum of y, and then we have orange as sum of f. So they're saying sum of y, which is the blue, must be displayed as a line chart. So meaning this. So you'll be sure to click on the blue columns. When you click on that, and then it must be displayed as what? It must be displayed. So when you left and then you right click, after you click on that, you right click and then you select chart series. And then now what you need to do, you need to make sure that the sum of y is using the correct chart. So they said sum of y must be displayed as a line chart. So we're looking for a line. So here's our line chart. You can just click that, and then what are they saying? Sum of f must be displayed as a cluster column chart. So we have our clustered column chart. So it's fine. So you can just simply say what? Okay, and then we'll have something like this. And then adjust the chart to display from D5 until I18. So D5 to I18. So let's start, and so you can just, when you left click to hold anything on Excel, you must just left click and then hold the left click and then make sure it's on D5. So they said D5, from D5 until I18. So here's our I, and then it should be on I18. So let's just close this. I think it should be something like this, from D5 until I18. So here's our 18. So it's more or less on I18. So this is something you need to have, something like this when you're done. Okay, so I think we're done with that. So we're going straight to number 8. Number 8 is saying open the file saved as evaluation forms. Okay, so we're going straight to our evaluation form. So I need to minimize this. Don't close, just minimize, because they never said you must close this. So just minimize, and then we're looking for what? Evaluation forms. So evaluation forms. These are our evaluation forms. So let's just open that. So we'll have something like this, and then what are they saying? Copy the content to screening question 9a and paste in row A19. Okay, so we need to copy all this. Okay, so we need to copy everything, including the heading. So let's just, and then copy, and then where do we need to paste this information? Let me just minimize this. So we need to paste it on this screening row A19. So row A19 is our row A19. Okay, it's C. So as you can see, it's C19. So we need to paste where? A19. So A19. So I will just paste. Let me just paste that, and then so we'll have something like this. Okay, so some of you guys, when you find this hash, okay, so the reason why they said A19, as you can see, everything aligns correctly with all our information. So it all aligns correctly with our information. So hence why they said we must paste it from A19, I guess. Okay, so now moving on. So some of our students, when we see this hash, you start to panic and say maybe you did something wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. All you need to do, it simply means that the space is too small. for all the information on this cell to be shown. So all you need to do is to just extend this. You can just extend accordingly. So when you extend that, and then all our information does appear. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so we're almost done. What else? So make use of the formula and change the main heading to capital letters. So we need to change the main heading. We need to change our main heading, which is this, to capital letters. So okay, so usually we have that uppercase thing here, but then now we don't have that, if I'm not mistaken. Uppercase. Okay, I think there's a formula for that. If it's not given. So usually when you're doing your word, you'll have that uppercase thing here, but then in this case we don't have that. So I think we need to use a formula. So let me just try to use a formula and see what will happen. So so we need to make it uppercase. So let's just say it's equal to upper. Also we do have a formula, so let's just upper like this, and then close bracket. So they said it must be in uppercase. So when you say enter, okay, so we still don't have our uppercase. Let's see why. So this is our text. Okay, so let me try to do this. Let me just see. And then I think we have excursion evaluation. Close bracket and then enter. Okay, so I don't know the reason for this. The formula contains unrecognized text. Okay, so I'm not sure why that it's not working, but then when you're using the uppercase, when you say it's equal to upper and then open bracket, close bracket, upper, and then your text, and then open and close bracket, you should have what? You should have your formula. But then in this case it doesn't want to give me the correct answer, but then okay, it's fine for now. Let's just move from that, and then we'll try to fix that after when we are done with everything else. So let's just try to move from there, and we'll fix that after. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Oh, let me just check something. Let me just see. Let's do up. Okay, let me just try one more time. Let me just try something one more time. Okay, just remove this. I'm sorry if I'm taking time with this. Just want to make sure that we all get what we need to get. So let me just try something and see. Oh yes, now it worked. Okay, yeah, so I think what I was missing is those quotation marks, because I know mostly when you're using formulas, we indicate our text using the quotation marks. So hence why I tried putting in the quotation marks. But then usually I think when you type in the formula, it's supposed to show you that you need to use quotation marks, if I'm not mistaken. But then yeah, that's that. If your formula is not working, try using the quotation marks. Also try inserting the quotation marks between the text, and then you'll have something like this. Okay, so I'm taking time doing this, so let's just move from that. I hope we all understood how that was done, so that if you didn't understand how this was done, please be sure to go back to my thing. Just rewind and then rewatch again and see how it was done, and then make use of the formula and change the main. Oh, so they also told us that we must make use of formula and change the main heading to capital letters. Okay, so I didn't catch that part. Okay, so 10A they say make use of the correct text functions and display the answers showing the surname and initials of the student. Okay, surname and initials, leave a space between the surname and initials. Okay, so let's see A. So here's our A meaning in our details. So here we need to show what the surname, and we need to show the surname and also the initials of the first initials of the name. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just read it. Showing the surname and initials of the student. Okay, the initials of the student. Okay, so we'll use this to calculate what? To calculate our A. So now since we're adding text, we're adding this and this, we need to add them. So when we're adding text, always remember that we have to use what? Concatenate, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, concatenate. Yes. So let's read what they're saying about concatenate. They said it joins several text strings into one text. So meaning it joins this and this. So when you say concatenate like this, if you say concatenate and then you select this and then you select this text, and then when you say close bracket, you will have something like this. As you can see, it joined what? It joined the surname and the names. So it did what? It joined the surname and the name. But then that's not what we're looking for. I was just showing you an example. So let's just, okay, so but then the surname, we need the surname, but then when we are looking for, they said there must be a space in between. Leave a space between the surname and the initials. Okay, so when they say there must be a space in between, remember I told you we're showing our thing using quotation marks. So just quotation mark and then space, another quotation mark, and then just something like this. So this will be taken as our text 2. So as you can see here, 822, it's our text 1, and then on our text 2 we'll have this open space here. And then going straight into our text 3, which is what? Which is we need to first letter of this name. So since we're looking for what? We're looking for the first letter, which is our initial. First letter, which being what? Being the L. So as you can see, so we have two formulas, which is equals to left, and we also have equals to right. So when you say equals to right, meaning we're needing the information starting from the right side going this way. So if you said equals to right, it will say what? You'll be, maybe you say equals to right 1, and then when you say right 1, it will show you this I, and when you say right 2, it will show you this I and L. But then now we know we're looking for what? For this initial, which is the L. The L is on the left, so we'll use what? A formula which is left. So we need this equals to left, and then so left of this name, we need the left. So we don't need the whole name, we need only what? We only need the first letter of the name. So we'll say what? Comma, not this, comma 1, because we need what? The first letter of the alphabet. We need the first letter, and when we say okay, so the bracket, as you can see here, this bracket is red, meaning it was closing this bracket here. So we need to close also this bracket. So meaning we need to include what? Another bracket which closes the entire formula. So when you say okay, I think we should have the right thing. Yes. So as you can see, it joined our surname and also the first letter of the alphabet, and then as you can see, there's a space here in between, because what? Because we used, so we can check on our formula bar here, because we used this quotation marks and space to indicate the space. So if you didn't do this, it will join the two, which is the surname and the name and the letter, actually the first letter of the alphabet. It will join them. It will be one thing instead of having a space in between. So that's how you do that. So if you missed that, just go rewatch the video and see how we done that. So once you do the first one, you can simply drag down. So dragging down, you come down here on your bottom right corner, and then this cross will appear. Once this cross appears, you can just left click and drag. When you drag, it will drag everything. So let me just increase that, and then we'll have something like this. So that's everything. So the surname and the name. So I hope you all got that part. And then what else are we required to do? where are we? B, I think. So they say make use of a text function to display the date of birth by making use of an ID column. So we need to do what? The date of birth. So here we need to do our date of birth, if I'm not mistaken. So B, yes, our B needs to be on our date of birth. So meaning we'll do the formula here. So what did they say, Konje? Let's just read that. They said make use of a text function to display the date of birth by making use of an ID column. Date of birth by making use of an ID column. So this is our ID column. We need to make use of this to calculate what? Our date of birth. So we know that our date of birth, when we are looking on our ID, we know that those first 6 letters, if I'm not mistaken, 2, 4, 6, yes, those first 6 letters, it's your date of birth. So the 87 being what? The year, and then the 07 being what? The month, and then the 19 being what? Being the, what do we call this, the day. So date of birth. So we need to make use of what? Of a formula. So I told you that when we need information from the left going this way, we need to make use of what? Of the left function. We need to make use of the left function. So we just say is equal to left, because we're needing information from the left. But then if we needed information from the right, we're going to use what? Is equal to right. And when you say is equal to right, it was going to give you the information from this way going this way. So in this case, we make is equal to left and we will select this, but we don't need all the information. What do we need? How many letters, how many numbers do we need? 2, 4, 6. So we only need 6 numbers. And then you can just say 6 close bracket. When you say enter, you will have what? You will have your 6 numbers as you should. I don't know if you all got that part. So if you missed anything here, just rewatch the video. Just rewind and see how all that was done. And then once you have the first answer, you can just write down. And then we will have everything. So if you want to confirm, so let me just show you when you're using the equals to right. So we will just say equals to right. Say maybe we need right of this. It's equals to right and then open bracket. And then let me just use this. And then comma. Let me say I need only ACI. So ACI is what? Is 3 letters. So I'll say 3 and then call in the close bracket. We'll say not trying to what sure I made use of wrong what. So as you can see, now it will show you your ACY. So because I said 3, it only show me the 3 letters from the right hand side. Also with the numbers, we say is equal to right. So returns the specified number of characters from the end of the string, from the end being what? From the right. So close open bracket, and then you can just simply say, let's use this ID number, and then maybe let's say I need 6 maybe again. So 6, now it will come from the right going to your left. So 6 close bracket. So it will start from that 68009. See, 680090. It shows you something like this. Okay, so that's how you use the right function. But then that's not the main point of our video, so let's just move on from that. So they said we're done with B. So 11, use conditional formatting to highlight cells less than 40 for FM. So here's our FM. So we highlight FM. So we need to make use of what? A conditional formatting. So conditional formatting, you go to home and then you have your conditional formatting here. So they said conditional formatting to highlight cells less than 40. So less than. So we need to what? We're highlighting cells less than 14. Less than 40, if I'm not mistaken, not 14. 40. Less than 40. So you just click 4, just type in 40 here, and then I'll say okay. So as you can see, our 2 cells have been highlighted. Insert a sparkle line, a column sparkle line for YM and FM. So this is our YM and our FM. So we select YM and FM to what? To insert a sparkle line, a column sparkle line. So we inserting a what? Here's our sparkle lines. Okay, let me just make this bigger. They said make it bigger. So make it bigger. So our column sparkle line. So here's our column, here's our sparkle lines. So we have our line, column, and then we have win or lose, but then we're looking for what? For the column sparkle line. And then location range, where should it be located? It should be located here. Just click where it's be located, and you just say okay. Then you'll have your column sparkle lines like this. And then all you can do now, you can just drag down everything. When you drag, you will have something like this. So let me just make it bigger. Make it bigger. Okay, so we're done with that. So column sparkle line display for all students. So we displayed for all students. As you can see, we drag down everything because they said we must what? We must display for all students. And then save the spreadsheet as question 9a. So when you save, you will just say files. You can simply say files and then save as, and then when you save as, and then you will save it accordingly. Okay, so now they're saying print the spreadsheet on one landscape. So now we come into our printing. They said it must be in one landscape page. So landscape. So now all our information, as you can see, when we were on portrait, not all the information appeared. And then as you can see, not all the information, because it's surname, name, details, ID, and then date of birth. The other information does not appear. And then as you can see here, after date of birth, we have submitted, FM, NYM, win or lose, kanjalo. And then as you can see down here, it says one of two. So meaning it's going to be in 2 pages. When you print this, it's going to be in 2 pages, because some of this information appears the side instead of in 1 page. And then if you can read the instructions said what? They said print display landscape, and then the spreadsheet, they said print the spreadsheet on one landscape page. It must be in one landscape page. So now you can see it says 1 of 1, so meaning this is 1 page. All the information does appear now. And then what did they say, Konja, again? So if not all the information appeared again, you would need to just close down some of the information. Not really close down, like just the width of the columns, the width of the rows actually, not rows, columns actually, yeah. The width of the rows, you'll just need to close some of those. So like something like this, just close it so that all the information does appear. And then just say this, and then when you say print, okay, so what else are they saying? Display rows and column headings. So how do we do that? We just say page setup, and then you just say sheet. And then on your sheet you can say, they said they must display rows and column headings. So rows and column headings being what? Being, as you can see on your spreadsheet here, it's blank, everything is white here. And then on the side here, it should show what? It should show your rows and column headings. So it should say, it should show your rows and column headings. As you can see, after we click this and then we say okay, it will show those 1, 2, 3. Yes, now let me just, now it will show those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ABC. I hope you all can see that. I don't know if I can make that screen bigger. Okay, so since we are done with this information, after that you'll just print. So let me just make this bigger so that we all can see what I'm talking about. So the rows and column headings, so they're talking about this when they say in the rows and column headings. Remember, you said page setup, and then you said sheet, and then rows and column headings. So when you untick this, now they don't appear. So we need to make sure that they are ticked so that all the information does appear. So that's something like that. And then, so I think that's everything concerning our video for the day. I think that's everything concerning our video for the day. So if there's any question on this question paper that you need me to do, just tell me on the comment section, and then I'll be sure to look at that question paper. And then so I don't need to do this. I think we all know how to do this, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we all know how to do this question 9. Or let me just check. Okay, so I think it ends in our question 9. Okay, so okay, let me just do this quickly now, because it's straightforward. So for those who don't know, maybe for those who do not know, so let me just make this bigger. Okay, so I don't need this, so I can just close. And then going back to that spreadsheet that we're working on, and then okay, so now what we're going to do, what we'll be doing, we'll be doing that question 9, our question 9. So let me just do this. Okay, so 9a, they're saying retrieve the document saved as question 9a, question 9a, question 9a screening, and change your question numbers to question 9b. Okay, so we all know how to do that, it's fine. And then they said hide row 1 to 19, so they said you must hide row 1 to 19. So let me just make this bigger. Okay, so row 9 to 19, so row 1 to 19 you must hide, so 1 until 19 we must hide that. And then we'll just say right click, and then you can simply say hide, and then we'll be left with this information. And then they say display the formulas, and I will just say formula. And then okay, so not all the information appears here because I made the screen a bit smaller, so let's just extend that. And then we have our show formulas, so we'll say show formulas, and then all our formulas will appear. And then so they said adjust column width to fit on one spreadsheet, ensure all formulas are legible. So okay, so ensure that all rows are eligible. And then number 5, they say print the spreadsheet with rows and column headings so sharp. So let me just make this bigger. So as you can see, it's in 2 pages. How do I know that it's in 2 pages? Because we have this information here, and then we have this dotted line here. This dotted line simply tells you that you are working on 2 pages. So let me first make sure that we are on landscape. So we are on landscape. So all we need to do is to adjust our column width. So just adjust. So all the information should fit into this, from this dotted line here on F, after column F. So as you can see, some of this information is still out there, so we'll just keep on closing that, and then can close this also. So when you close, make sure that all the information appears, your functions, make sure that all your functions appears. Okay, so submitted. Okay, and then yes, now all the information appears in one. Okay, so all this information does not appear, so let's just make this a bit bigger. Yeah, so we'll have something like this. So we'll have something like this, and then you print that with rows and column heading. So you can just simply make all the changes here, and then you say sheet, and then print with rows and column headings. So I've already done that. So when you say print preview, you will have something like this. And then that's it for today's video. So please don't forget to like and subscribe if ever this video was helpful to you guys, and also share it with others who you think might be in need of such a video, so that we all pass. Please make the right impact into the world, and don't just sit with information. Pass it on. Okay, so that's it for our video. So thank you guys for watching. So from me to you guys, this is goodbye.